Hey folks, welcome back to Shop Talk with Dave. Today's topic at hand is going to be very interesting. I think you'll love it. It's more geared towards people who are bringing the car in for an estimate and they got to go back and explain it to someone. Or maybe it's the children, maybe it's the parent, the mom, the dad, whoever, and they have to go back and explain it. So what we try to do is create the curiosity, provide the value, and position you to be able to explain it. And for the shop, it gives us a trustworthiness, if you will, as a shop owner. So we want to inform and explain everything because repairs are expensive. And we want to help you to be informed to do what it is that you need to have done. Years ago, we had a shop for 35 years, as I've said before, and customer would come in and they say, before the accident, my brakes was making a squeal, or before the accident, the front end was making a noise, and would you check it out? So we would do that. We would check it out. We'd do a video of it and explain, and then we would show them. And then they would inevitably ask, hey, Dave, can you send that to me so I can send that to whoever I need to? So I would, no problem. We'd be more than happy to do that. So before approving any repair, ask these three questions. Can you show me the problem? Now, we know that's not a hard question for them to answer, so we expect them to, give us the ammo we need to make an intelligent decision. Can you show me, a good shop would be willing to show you the worn brakes or the squeaky pad or the leaking hose or even a cracked belt, a bead on a tire. And we've gone over the tires. You could look back at another video and find out the dates on the tires. You can look and see if they're dry rotted or not. And a lot of times, and especially in a dealership, they used to have what they would call this machine. When you drove in to the service lane, it would measure your tires. And they would go, oh, your tires are great. And they were dry rotted. But the machine couldn't see that. So I would want someone to physically inspect those tires, the belts and so forth. So if they can't show you the problem, how do I know it needs to be fixed? You have to be able to trust who you go to. And we need to be able to confirm exactly what it is we need to do. The second thing I would recommend is this repair urgent? In a software program, especially in the dealership setting, they have a software and they put all the information that it needs, and then it will go through and highlight in different colors the things that need to be repaired. Green's good, yellow's caution, red, we know red needs attention right away, right? So often they would go straight to the red, and so the second question would be imperative. Is this repair urgent, or can it wait, until my budget can do better? And that's very important. So that would be the second question. Ask, is it a safety issue? Will it break down on me? Could it leave me stranded? How long can I reasonably wait before I do that part of the repair? And a lot of times it kind of breaks it up in segments to where you could actually afford it. Whereas if you had to do it all at once, most people couldn't afford it. So that would be the second question. And then the third question is, what happens if I don't fix it today? And of course that answer would tell you how serious it is. I've had people come on the lot, and I looked at their tire, and I go, your steel belt is on the inside of your tire, is showing, it's out. I mean, and they go, I'm not going to take care of that. If we were doing a repair, I would tell them, well, okay, you just need to sign a waiver explaining that I've explained it to you. I'd give them a video, I would show them how it was, and if they, if they said, I just can't do that, that's no problem on my side. We're here to help. We're not here to hurt people. Examples of that would be a worn brake. Is it a safety issue? A lot of times on brakes, they have an indicator on them. So when that indicator first touches the rotor, it'll squeak a little bit. Squeak, 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 squeak. Well, that's the sign that your brakes are getting low, because it doesn't start squeaking until the brake pad gets to a certain, now that's for disc brakes. And most cars now are just disc brakes. Most of them don't have shoes anymore. Some of them do on the rear, but most all of them on the front have a disc. So, and what happens if I don't fix it right now? It's a small valve cover leak. Can it wait? Well, it's dripping down, it's making a smell, and that's why it's making a smell. It's because it has a little drip, and it's dripping down on the manifold. Now, if it's dripping too much, and they look at it and they go, no, it's not safe. Here's why it's not safe, is because that oil dripping down, and if you get some of those exhausts get up to 1,200 degrees, and it could, if it could catch a fire, it would burn the car up. So those are good questions to ask. On a battery, could it leave me stranded? I bought a car one time from a guy who I'm not going to say the name of the tow company, because you would know them. They go out and help you. But they took a battery to a man who was stranded, and they put it in his car, and they said, there's something else other than your battery. So he called me. He had it towed to his house, and he called me and goes, Dave, I'm going to sell this particular car. He says, you know anybody interested? I said, I'd be interested. And so we settled on a price. He brought the car to me, or I had it towed in, and I put a new battery in it. I drove it for a long time. As a matter of fact, I still drive it periodically. So it's important to ask good questions. I hope this will keep you informed. A trustworthy mechanic won't be offended by your questions. In fact, a good mechanic will appreciate them, because an informed customer makes a better decision. Well, thanks for your time today. I hope this informed you, and I hope you can use this and help you. Hey, please